countdown is on with just 19 days until the election. President Trump and Joe Biden are preparing for yet another showdown, but this time on different stages.
I need to hear from one of these two gentlemen what their plan is to unite us.
They're separate town halls tonight, airing at the exact same time. This as a record number of Americans already cast their vote.
I think people should be perfectly, feel perfectly safe turning in their ballots.
All right, want to give you a live look right now from King County. This is where ballot boxes, just like these ones, will officially be open starting today. As more than 1 million ballots go out in the state's largest county this morning, the new security change you might not even notice to make your vote count.
But first, we want to take you inside the fourth and final day of confirmation hearings for the Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. We'll have live coverage on the witnesses both Republicans and Democrats want to hear from, and when lawmakers could actually cast their vote. It's me. A busy day on Capitol Hill and here at home. We're going to check in with Holly at the live desk in just a moment.
Yeah, but first we do want to give you a quick check of the forecast with meteorologist Kristen Clark. A chilly morning, Kristen.
It is. We've had that clear sky overnight and a very calm wind, allowing low temperatures in South Sound to bottom out in the 30s this morning. Take a look at Shelton, 35 degrees, Olympia 37. That's where the jackets will feel good heading out the door this morning. But a little on the warmer side as we have a bit more cloud cover in Everett and Seattle, around 58 degrees to start the day.
Oh, we have this consistent problem for us this morning, just bogging us down. This is I-5 southbound across the Ship Canal Bridge. You have those two right-hand lanes that have been closed for some time now. And this is a look at the backup right now that stretches beyond this Ship Canal Bridge. A look at our maps right now. You can tell it goes back almost to the 65th exit and then continues. Again, that is southbound I-5 from this earlier accident. Want to give you a look at another problem that we have right now, because on State Route 167 northbound, just north of 405, there is a collision blocking the left lane.
President Trump, Joe Biden battling for votes in prime time later tonight. They're holding separate town halls at the same time. President Trump will travel to Miami for a town hall on NBC. Joe Biden will be in Philadelphia for his own town hall on ABC. Most polls show that President Trump is behind Biden in many states. The president campaigning in Iowa last night and plans to stop in North Carolina this afternoon. Democratic nominee Joe Biden's campaign revealing they raised $383 million in September, a record-breaking one-month sum. The debate between the president and Biden planned for tonight canceled after the president's COVID diagnosis and his refusal for a virtual debate. You can watch the Biden town hall tonight right here on Como at 8 p.m.
And at the live desk now, let's take you live to North Carolina. Early voting starts in the state today. We are already seeing some long lines there. Now, yesterday, a federal judge ordered North Carolina to ensure that absentee ballots have a witness signature. That allows voters to fix other minor problems without casting a new ballot from scratch. It looks like we won't be able to show you those lines right now. But as of yesterday, nearly 506,000 absentee ballots have been accepted. Early voting in that state runs through October 31st.
The Postal Service agreed to reverse changes that slowed mail service nationwide. The agreement follows a lawsuit by Montana's governor, who argued changes made in June harmed mail service. Those changes including reduced retail hours and reduction of collection boxes and mail sorting machines. The Postal Service also agreed to prioritize election mail. The lawsuit argued that the cost-cutting changes were politically motivated before an election with more states using vote by mail. Happening this morning, ballots for this year's election are in the mail. In King County, new this year, extra security will be out at ballot drop boxes. Como's Theron Zahn joins us live in Renton at the King County election headquarters, where those votes will be counted. Theron?
Good morning. Take a look. This is one of those drop boxes here, one of 73 around King County. If you use one of these boxes, there will be someone here to make sure it goes smoothly, and they likely won't even get your attention. If you live in King County, your ballot is in the mail this morning. And this year, if you drop off your ballot at one of these 73 ballot drop boxes, it will have another layer of security you might not even notice. King County says it will have security guards in plain clothes stationed at all drop boxes to step in and de-escalate any situations if they come up. The goal is to keep people from intimidating others casting their ballots.
I've never really felt like they needed it, but if I don't know they're there, I don't think I'd be that upset.
1.4 million ballots have been mailed out to voters in King County. The rate of return on those ballots is projected to be a whopping 90% this year. That would beat the old record of 85% in 2012. And with all those ballots being dropped off or mailed in during a contentious election year, King County elections officials felt having discreet, unarmed guards at drop-off boxes was a must.
We are doing everything that we can here in King County to keep our elections both secure and accessible.
Police officers and deputies will also help out at high-traffic locations. Other states are already seeing voters line up for hours to cast their ballots. On top of the extra security at drop boxes, King County says it will run an extra audit on the ballots to ensure accuracy. Now, if you don't get your ballot in the mail by Monday in King County, you should call the contact information with King County Elections. Make sure you can get your ballot. And ballots in Snohomish County, they're going to be mailed out today. All ballots statewide must be mailed out by tomorrow. And there's also an extra warning this morning from the FBI saying that foreign actors are already online trying to influence our election. If you make your vote based on something you've seen on social media or maybe the internet, they want you to double check the accuracy of that information, because they say there are people out there that are trying to get false information in front of your eyes.
Well, the final day of confirmation hearings for President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, is now officially underway. This fourth day of hearings in Washington, D.C., beginning in just the last 5 minutes. Como sees Whitaker is live with what we can expect to see on Capitol Hill this morning and when the Senate could actually cast their vote.
Right, only a few minutes starting and already a bit of controversy. I'll explain that in a moment. The Republican intention to confirm Judge Barrett before the election remains firmly in place, with a committee vote expected 1 week from today in the afternoon, followed by a full Senate vote the following week. Now, that controversy I'm talking about, taking you live into the hearing room right now, Senator Lindsey Graham started this entire hearing this morning promptly at 6 o'clock our time, making the announcement that Judge Barrett's nomination would be held over. He then called for a vote. However, it appears as though Illinois Senator Dick Durbin is the only Democrat present this morning. He raised a flag saying that was unprecedented and could not be done. Senator Graham continued calling for a full vote. With each Democratic senator whose name was announced, Senator Durbin said no by proxy when the vote was taken. However, the Republicans still had enough votes to move the vote again, officially from today to next Thursday for Judge Barrett. Now, let's talk about Judge Barrett and all of the questioning that she endured again on Wednesday, the second day that she was undergoing questioning. She reiterated to senators that she can separate her personal beliefs from her judicial ideologies. Peppered with questions from Democrats looking for clarity, Judge Barrett often left them without the answers they sought. With a legal challenge to the Affordable Care Act reaching the Supreme Court just the week after the election, Democratic senators pressed Judge Barrett for an opinion. Republicans emphasizing severability in that case, where if judges strike down one part of any given law, they try to preserve other parts of it. In this case, preserving coverage in the act for millions of Americans with pre-existing conditions.
The presumption is always in favor of severability.
The main thing is the doctrine of severability has a presumption to save the statute if possible. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Another focus of the Democrats centered around sweeping claims of power. She agreed with Senator Patrick Leahy, saying no one is above the law. The 48-year-old judge, careful not to take on the president who nominated her, also worked to separate herself from writings on controversial subjects that she had when she was an academic. Senators from both parties confirmed that Judge Barrett's FBI background check threw no red flags. Next up this morning, senators are going to hear testimony from two different panels of experts. They include members of the American Bar Association's standing committee that evaluates all of the qualifications of every judicial nominee. That testimony will be both for and against Judge Barrett's nomination. That first vote again coming next Thursday.
And Denise at the Live Desk now. Let's take you back live to Washington, D.C., where rallies are taking place outside the Supreme Court on the morning. The Senate Judiciary Committee is expected to begin debating the confirmation for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. I've been seeing signs here that say no confirmation before inauguration. Now, we saw a similar scene after the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ginsburg. Back then, hundreds had turned out for a rally that Ginsburg's seat not be filled until after the presidential election.
A live look right now from the Peace Arch crossing at the U.S.-Canada border near Blaine. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he plans to keep the borders closed as long as COVID cases remain elevated in the U.S. Trudeau closed Canada's international borders to non-essential travel in March. The U.S. and Canada have renewed the border closure on a monthly basis. We could hear a decision today from the state Supreme Court on the $30 car tab initiative. The court's website lists the case for a possible ruling today. Opponents of Initiative 976 claim it's unconstitutional. Voters passed it last November. 976 would dramatically lower car tab fees, but it was put on hold because of the legal challenge. Several cities and transportation districts claim it would lead to reduced or cut projects like light rail expansion. All right, it is 6:09 right now. Check in with meteorologist Kristen Clark with the weather quickcast on this chilly Thursday, Kristen.
You know we are deep into the fall season, Kelly, when you have lows in the 30s, like what we do this morning, especially across South Sound. There is Shelton, one of the coldest spots at the current moment at 35 degrees, Olympia 37, but it's 48 in Seattle, almost a good 10 degrees warmer. What gives? There's been a pocket of clouds sitting right over Seattle, north into Everett, helping to keep conditions a little on the warmer side, relatively speaking there, but where the sky is clear, the wind is calm, that allows the best cooling to take place right at the surface, and that's why lows are in the 30s to start the day in South Sound, but also tracking fog that is now expanding and developing across various parts of western Washington. Bellingham, one of the spots actually currently reporting fog, so a little hazy, a little misty out there this morning. Visibility, though, is definitely compromised. Olympia south through Centralia, right along Interstate 5. That's where the fog is quite dense and the visibility is quite low at the current moment. And looking at the hour-by-hour forecast, though, by 8, 9 o'clock, a lot of this fog will be dissipating. And we have a great-looking fall afternoon ahead of us here. Mostly sunny and actually the driest day out of the entire work week. Now, temperature-wise, though, sunrise is not until 7:30, so it's getting quite late, and we're going to stay on the cool side through then. It's not until 10, 11 o'clock that we finally see temperatures bump back into the 50s in downtown Seattle. So a nice afternoon, though. Temperatures will rebound to the 60s in Shelton after starting off close to freezing this morning, and a bit more cloud cover for the northwest interior holds temperatures in the mid-50s for this afternoon.
It is 6:11 right now. Dangerous wildfires ripping through the West Coast. The new evacuation orders underway and why entire communities are being left in the dark.
And we're taking you live over SeaTac International Airport, the top tourist destination, allowing travelers to skip quarantining altogether. But there's a catch. The hoops you have to jump through first.
And how likely are you to catch COVID-19 on a plane? The new experiment revealing how safe you really might be mid-flight. That's next.